Hello, viewers, and welcome to yet another episode of Side Gist with Excitement. And today's our usual day for our broadcast and our live session. So sit tight and enjoy today's episode. The topic still remains criticisms and critics. It's only a music to your mind. You can choose to play stop or just play. So whatever effect it has on you, it is in your hands to determine how the effect should be and how it should go. The thing you should know is that criticisms come most times as a result of growth. And when something beyond the normal start happening in your life, by that I mean little bits of success here and there coming in, criticisms will start to come in and you have to be prepared. It's just like you being aware that an arrow is about to be shot at you, and all you have to do is just duck or you take cover. Criticisms would always come, and if you are someone who wants to be great or who wants to be successful, criticism is something you should expect. And when it comes, you shouldn't let it overwhelm you. Rather, there are a few things you should do when it steps in, and that's what I'm going to be doing today, the tips I'm going to be giving you today. And I learned this tip from a very wise and intelligent man, and I would love you to grab this and just let's see. Of course, I know it will work for you because I've seen it work for a lot of people. So just stay tuned and enjoy. Number one thing that you should note is that somebody somewhere hates you right now. You have to note this. You have to be aware and you have to be conscious of this. You can't just keep going around and expecting everybody, every single person to like you. Somebody hates you. My God. Someone doesn't just like the way you smile. Someone just don't like the way you talk. Someone doesn't just like the way you dress. Someone doesn't just like the way you're rising. Someone doesn't just like the way you're beautiful. For every single person that hates you, there's at least 1,000 out there that loves you so much. I think this is more like a consolation. So, maybe there's someone out there that hates you, but you just have to know that there's so many people that love you. The wise man I talked about earlier, who I learned this tip from, said something. He said, for instance, you're viewing a YouTube video, and then sometimes you get to see the thumbs down, or sometimes you see thumbs up, irrespective of whatever the person posts. Eventually, you see more of thumbs up than the thumbs down. So that's something. It's trying to tell you that for every single person that hates you out there, there's 1,000 that loves you. I think that should be something that keeps encouraging you, even in the midst of your criticisms and critics coming around you. Thirdly, the effect of your results or current results is their reason of criticizing you. The reason why I'm saying current or your recent or current is because some people already have it. Some people have it, but that's not the end to it. There's something up there, some more that they can actually go for. So the reason they are criticizing is because of your results. Maybe they want it. It's something they always want, and so they've not had it in their hands, and so they get to see with it, and they're wondering, okay, how did he get it? And they just want to just tear you down instead of, they don't know that one of the ways to rise is to pull others up. Is to help others up, rather. You give them a boost up as they're going up. And what they get to do when they get up there, they help you up. It's easy that way, rather than pulling them down and then you get to struggle at the end. You have no one to boost you up. You have to boost someone up for the person to pull you up and not criticize them. The fourth tip is 98% of your critics are all your admirers. And so she doesn't like the way you smile or the way you dress because she wishes she could dress that way. This is applicable to ladies. Or doesn't like the way you stand out because he wants to stand out that way, but he can't stand out that way. And instead of him to come to you, and the best thing to do is ask you, how can I be like you? How can I stand out like you do? Instead, he wants to subdue your own level of success by criticizing you to the people around you and people that love you. Criticism is an attempt to devalue you. It's something people do not know. The most time that people do this thing, they just want to devalue you and just reduce your impact, reduce your level of success, reduce your level of influence and all that. But they can only try. You also have to know that it is very important to have critics. Yes. Very funny, right? And very crazy. Like, why is it important to have critics? Number one is that they keep you at work. Most times when you get to hear someone say something about you, like, you don't matter, you can never be up to this particular thing, you get challenged. And then you get to put in work, like extra energy to what it is you do, even more than before. For instance, when you're being criticized about a product, maybe you sell or you market something, and then people start complaining that these your goods are not good or your products are not nice. All of a sudden you go back and then you're just realizing, trying to say, okay, how do I fix this? How do I put this thing in place for it to come out to these people as a very good one? So that's one of the things that critics do. They help you work. Next is, they are not always wrong. The thing is just that they help you point out your negativities and they are not ever interested in pointing out even the positivities. It's not every single thing that they say is actually true. There's always an iota of truth in it, and so it's expected of you to take hold of that iota of truth and work on it. Ways to handle critics and your criticisms as well. And most times people get to react negatively and the opposite way to these things. You shouldn't take it out on them out of anger, like, oh, you're ruining my name, my reputation and all that. There are ways you handle these people, and I'm going to be telling you that real quick. You can't change how people feel about you, but you can change how you respond to people. Listen to them when they get to tell you these things. Don't just flare up and be like, why are you telling me that? Who are you to tell me this? Give them the listening ear. But then, even while listening, be very careful to their words, because always 98% of what they say are always lies. You have to learn to love your critics. Except you want to fail, then you have to hate them. As another thing. And the next thing is silence. Silence is a voice, and you have to learn to be silent even in the midst of every communication. So most times you get to make a post and you see people commenting negative stuff, and then you're like, I need to answer this guy and tell him my mind. I need to answer this lady and just let her know my mind. Most times you just have to be silent. And then finally, you've got to get used to it, baby. You've got to get used to those words and all those things they say to you. But do not get too used to it that it becomes a normal thing and a stronghold to your mind, okay? You can choose when you press play, and you can choose when you press stop. It's all in your hand. The ball is in your court. You can choose to do whatever you want with it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode on this series and side gist with excitement on criticisms and your critics and how you can handle them. Please do well to share this video to your friends, especially those who you know that are going to be going very far in this life alongside you. And if you know that you want to go far in life, you have to watch this video again and again to keep encouraging you and reminding you of these things that we've discussed today. Please feel free to drop your comments and questions if you feel like, what should you do when the person who's your criticizer is going beyond limit and you cannot control it anymore. If you want, you can drop it as a comment, and if you want, you can also drop it as a chat on the number on display right now, 081-5302-9711. You can also chat this number on WhatsApp and drop your questions, and let's chat. You'll be chatting with me directly, and we're going to be discussing and knowing more about this. And I hope that I'm going to be able to answer your questions, those heavy questions in your mind. So please do feel free to drop those questions. Who knows, your question might be the next we're going to deliberate on, and of course it's going to remain anonymous. All right, so thank you so much for joining in. Do well to share, comment, like, and please, if you're new, subscribe. Thank you so much. Excitement signing out. See you next week on this same place, same time, same place, but definitely not the same topic. Thank you so much.